deal a little bit with the scams, because I tell you, just this week, I had 2 people. I know this happens every week. Just this week, 2 people saying, is it normal for someone to ask me to pay them to release the funds? And I said to them, hold on a second, what are you talking about? No, there was this guy on Telegram. I deposited my money in, and now I want my money back because he says I've doubled my money. And he says, well, you need a recommitment fee, or you need a cash out fee, you need to pay another 10,000. And I'm like, okay, that's a scam, right, guys? Sorry, but any of those are scams. I mean, I would go as far as to say that if you're dealing on Telegram, you are in a scam. Okay, I haven't come across anyone who's legit on Telegram in terms of investing your money and giving it back. But maybe we just can talk a little bit about the scams that people need to be aware of.
Yeah, absolutely. So funny enough, Maya, people tend to avoid me on Telegram. I think what I have is just a short overview, just for people to take note of. Scams are definitely on the rise, and they have been for a while now. And I think it's sometimes very difficult for people to really distinguish what's real and what's fake, especially because we're dealing with such a new technology. It's really difficult for people to gauge, like, well, maybe this is common practice, right? Maybe I should pay a fee to release my money. Well, the short answer is that's not the case, right? And to your point, it's very likely to be a scam. So there is a help center that we have from a Luno perspective where you can go, and it gives you much more information on how to spot a scam and what you can do when you think you've been a victim of a scam, and what type of scams exist in the world. I've put a couple of examples on the screen, and they might be a little bit small, but you'll find that sometimes you get a message, an SMS or an email, or Telegram saying, you know what, I can help you make a huge profit. Be very wary, right? Yes, crypto is super volatile, but if something looks too good to be true, it very likely is. So be very wary of when people offer you high returns, offer to trade on your behalf. That's why we have put that second one there, is we don't give financial advice. We don't have financial advisors. We don't have brokers. We don't have intermediaries working for us. So if you are approached by somebody that says that they're working for Luno and they can invest on your behalf, that's very likely not to be true, because we don't employ those people. We also will never ask you for your password or your one-time PIN, so your OTP, or your 2FA code that you can enable on your device. That's just not part of our process. We don't need that information to keep you safe or to restore things for you. So we will never ask for it. We also will never contact you directly on Telegram or WhatsApp or social media unsolicited. That's not what we do. So if you get a message and it says that it's Luno, that's not the case. We have some addresses here that I've put down of when we do contact customers, for example, because they need to reset a passport that they forgot, or because they have logged a query with us. There's some general email addresses that we use. So make sure that you can see that it's coming from that email. And then what is very, very important, especially when you get those SMSs or sometimes WhatsApp messages even nowadays that tell you to click on the link to secure your information or to update your wallet or whichever instruction it deems you to have to do. If it's not from www.luno.com, it's not us. So that's something that always you have to look out for when you have those SMSs. It gives you that blue code that says click here. If that doesn't say www.luno.com, it's not us. And secondly, it's very unlikely that we actually contact you in that way to begin with.
Well, I got one yesterday, I think it was. I mean, I've actually got my SMS sitting here saying, exactly that. It says, your failure to authenticate, almost identical to yours, click here. And I get them all the time. I mean, they come in forever. And I think, if you've got a Luno account, it can be a little bit, it can be a little bit confusing. And you think, well, maybe what happens? But I suppose if you are in doubt, how do you contact Luno to confirm whether or not there's a problem with your account?
So you can go to the help center, and there you can actually log a query or ticket with our customer support center, and they will contact you to resolve your query. So if you are in doubt, go to the help center. And if you, after you're reading through what's there, and we have some videos that we post there. We have lots of educational things around how to solve problems, also how to solve some of the problems on your account yourself. If you still are not comfortable or you haven't resolved your query, you can always contact the customer support center from there.